There's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A. Sorrow is knowledge. They who know the most must mourn the deepest o'er the fatal truth. The tree of knowledge is not that of life. Go to heaven for the climate and hell for the company. You've a good heart. Sometimes that's enough to see you safe wherever you go, but mostly it's not. The inner fire is the most important thing mankind possesses. You can never cross the ocean until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. Life is pain. Anyone who says otherwise is selling something. The beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms. Either you want change or you want comfort, but you can't have both. Imperfection is beauty, madness is genius, and it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. Your beliefs will be the light by which you see, but they will not be what you see, and they will not be a substitute for seeing. The most dangerous irony is, people are angry with others because of their own incompetence. Nothing can dim the light which shines from within. Knowledge, like air, is vital to life. Like air, no one should be denied it. Life is best lived one day at a time when enriched with reflection and human connection on a deeper level. When you want something, the entire universe conspires to help you achieve it. If you really want something, you can figure out how to make it happen. The desire to reach for the stars is ambitious. The desire to reach hearts is wise. Success will be within your reach only when you start reaching out for it. To conquer oneself is the best and noblest victory. To be vanquished by one's own nature is the worst and most ignoble defeat. Upon my word, I think the truth is the hardest missile one can be pelted with. All the papers that matter live off their advertisements, and the advertisers exercise an indirect censorship over news. You owe no one explanation of what you do, especially those who ask not to help but to judge you. People are successful because they think and act like successful people. Birthdays could be such a bummer when you were older than the country you lived in. I wonder how many people don't get the one they want, but end up with the one they're supposed to be with. You can't do anything about the length of your life, but you can do something about its width and depth. One of the greatest journeys in life is overcoming insecurity and learning to truly not give a shit. When I get sad, I stop being sad and be awesome instead. To all of you here, I wish you a very happy new year, and I look forward to seeing you in 2022. All the best. Stand in the divine rain, and seeds of wisdom will grow in your soul. Your ultimate competition is you, and within, compete against yourself, and you will always win. Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. Soldiers live. He dies and not you, and you feel guilty because you're glad he died and not you. Soldiers live and wonder why. Suspect each moment, for it is a thief, tiptoeing away with more than it brings. Learn from your past, use the possibilities of the present moment, and let the future open the doors of opportunity. Facts are like cows. If you look them in the face long enough, they generally run away. It is just as crazy not to be crazy about Christ as it is to be crazy about anything else. It is amazing what you can accomplish if you do not care who gets the credit. Tried living in the real world instead of a shell, but I was bored before I even began. If freedom is short of weapons, we must compensate with willpower. People do not meet by chance. They navigate their lives to certain people for certain reasons. There is no standard normal. Normal is subjective. There are 7 billion versions of normal on this planet. No one from the outside can tell or show you what is in your heart. We have been called to heal wounds, to unite what has fallen apart, and to bring home those who have lost their way. We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. The life you have left is a gift. Cherish it. Enjoy it now to the fullest. Do what matters now. Don't have hope that the situation will be better. Have hope that your Savior will be nearer. People often claim to hunger for truth, but seldom like the taste when it's served up. With one day's reading, a man may have the key in his hands. I was halfway across America, at the dividing line between the east of my youth and the west of my future. He must be very ignorant, for he answers every question he is asked. Everything has its wonders, even darkness and silence, and I learn, whatever state I may be in, therein to be content. Know what you want, work to get it, then value it once you have it. Having an eye for beauty isn't the same thing as a weakness, except possibly when it comes to you. You can't change the wind, but you can set your sails. This work was strictly voluntary, but any animal who absented himself from it would have his rations reduced by half. Kant thought things, not because they were true, but because he was Kant. Contentment is natural wealth. Luxury is artificial poverty. I do not know everything. Still many things I understand. Believe in your infinite potential. Your only limitations are those you set upon yourself. The best fiction is far more true than any journalism. I would rather live in a world where people shout, "This is wrong," than live in a world with superheroes saving the day. A true friend doesn't have guts. They beat you up and later plead with you to beat them back. There are no traffic jams along the extra mile. Two possibilities exist. Either we are alone in the universe or we are not. Both are equally terrifying. Some things aren't meant to be known, only believed. The best writers tend to look the roughest in photos. At least that's the excuse I use for why I look so bad in mine. Even a blind man knows when the sun is shining. Strange, I thought, how you can be living your dreams and your nightmares at the very same time. The goal of life is to make your heartbeat match the beat of the universe, to match your nature with nature. The place where you made your stand never mattered, only that you were there and still on your feet. I imagine that the intelligent people are the ones so intelligent that they don't even need or want to look intelligent anymore. We seek the fire of the spark that is already within us. What a bright sunny day, and I don't know what to say. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to reform. Great things are done by a series of small things brought together. Humans have come into being for the sake of each other, so either teach them or learn to bear them. Remember, the time you feel lonely is the time you most need to be by yourself. Life's cruelest irony. Even if you are on the right track, but just sit there, you will still get run over. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. The search for truth takes you where the evidence leads you, even if, at first, you don't want to go there. Even in the far future, never forget that you have right now. Wherever you are right now, you're just taking a break. All resistance is a rupture with what is, and every rupture begins, for those engaged in it, through a rupture with oneself. Fear is a probability by its own cause of actions. If we live by it, we lose all the possibilities of endurance. One word of encouragement can be enough to spark someone's motivation to continue with a difficult challenge. Always blow your own trumpet. Blowing someone else's is unhygienic. Feelings are real. They often become one's reality, but they are not always based on truth. Sometimes letting go is simply changing the labels you place on an event, looking at the same event with fresh eyes. Truth is confirmed by inspection and delay, falsehood by haste and uncertainty. The harder you fall, the heavier your heart. The heavier your heart, the stronger you climb. The stronger you climb, the higher your pedestal. Try your best not to make people sad if you can't make them happy, because some people may be passing through tough time in life. Even as your body betrays you, your mind denies it. There is no harm in taking a step forward if you are not standing on the mountain's brink. Dead people can be our heroes because they can't disappoint us later. They only improve over time, as we forget more and more about them. Still, anyone who trusts a serpent deserves its bite. The wise see a creature for what it is, not what it says it may be. Winning isn't everything, but wanting to win is. When there are many worlds, you can choose the one you walk into each day. The number of people who believe a thing has no bearing upon its truth. Verily, knowledge is a lock and its key is the question.